let's start by catching up.
Catching up. Why don't we just start with Armageddon in general? Like, do we have anything to say about Armageddon?
Oh,
That was this weekend, by the way. The last weekend, October 23rd to 26th.
So 3 of us got to go. I was the one that did not get to go.
Yeah.
This time.
Not go this year.
I'm actually really annoyed that I didn't go. That would have been good. It looked like it was big. It looked like it was really full.
Yeah, so the Auckland Armageddon is always really... I think it does a good job for gaming. And I don't want to say that it seemed like they had more budget, but it seemed like they had more budget just because I guess they didn't have Digital Nations.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I think that because Digital Nations didn't go ahead this year, a lot of the companies that weren't going to be there had all of a sudden had money to be there. So a lot of the companies that weren't there last year, I don't think Mad Catz was there last year. I didn't see the Capcom guys last year, but they were all there this year. And I think that's because they probably had a bit of budget open up.
Yeah.
So there was a massive gaming presence. That whole hall one, I don't know which hall it was, the bigger hall, was pretty much gaming wall to wall.
Oh, nice.
PB Tech had a nice presence there, doing PC stuff. Playtech was there. There was all the gaming providers were there.
Yeah, Media Design School had some indie games on show,
nice.
which is kind of cool, I think, as well. Big Pipe had a sweet Rocket League.
Yeah, their store was very big and
really
very cool.
There's heaps. There's lots of good stuff to check out, and I think that the quality of the booths themselves is actually a little bit higher than last year's as well.
Who had the best booth?
Who had the best booth?
Oof. Time to burn your friends.
Well, I'm not... Yeah, no, that's a hard one, though, because I feel like the booth design at Armageddon specifically, or those kinds of events, is always really dependent upon the games that are being shown, because obviously Xbox had some insanely awesome stuff on show. They had Halo, they had Tomb Raider, they had Fallout. All those things had to be behind closed doors. The same kind of with Activision, right? Like the Call of Duty... booth, obviously, that's is it R18 or R16? I can't remember.
Doesn't matter us anymore.
It has to be behind closed doors. Whereas this year, PlayStation had Battlefront, which I don't think was actually.
It was playable.
Is that no? It was playable, but it's not. That's not
M-rated.
It's M-rated.
Yeah.
And they had did they have the Lego? What was down the front? Was it Disney Infinity? What did they have on show down the front?
It was just their consoles and stuff.
No, it was one of the.
What's this?
It was one of the characters games.
Just this thing. One of these things.
I think it was Disney Infinity.
Yeah, it might have been Disney Infinity. And what did they have over in the other corner?
The Morpheus.
No, other
PlayStation
corner.
VR,
Other side.
Is it?
Yeah, they know it's not called Morpheus.
Anyway, where I was going with this.
You're saying PlayStation
had the better booth. It was just a better booth design.
Yeah, I think PlayStation did have the better stand as well because it was open. There was no lines. It was you could walk in and out. They had like a little stage, and they'd like rev up the crowd and do
there
giveaways.
were no lines, so no one was there.
No, so like it was you walk up and play. There was no kind of behind closed doors.
Well, Battlefront was. I think you did queue
Yeah.
and go up to play and come back down. But on the whole, and obviously you had to queue for the VR stuff. But,
Which I really want to get an update on.
Yeah, we did it
For sure.
We did.
Okay, good. Update done.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into that now? I thought we could have a whole section on that comparing it to the Oculus, but
We could
talk
That's
about
what I want to know. I want to
Yeah.
go, like, because we've all got the DK2. We've all had pretty good experiences with that.
Yeah.
But this is like the consumer finished version what you guys saw, right?
Yep.
With the tech
PlayStation
demo,
VR.
obviously, but yes.
And it felt like a consumer product. It was really good. Like the hardware felt like
The hardware felt
Like
better.
phantom,
Yeah.
phantom
To
in
me.
the face.
it felt light. It wasn't front heavy.
Oh, nice.
It
Looking
had
forward to
like
that.
top strap and back strap, so that it like
It didn't have a top strap. It
thought it
only
did.
went around.
I thought it had a top
I
strap.
don't think it did.
I
Because
thought
I
it did.
remember being like, oh, this is nice. It's not going to like squash the top of my hair like the Oculus does. But maybe I'm wrong.
He had
Maybe I'm wrong.
phantom top strap.
Yeah,
I could be
yeah.
wrong. I could be wrong.
You felt very. I think the Oculus kind of feels like binoculars. Right?
It does.
Yeah. This feels like
Like a rock.
Yeah, it felt
Around
round,
your
so it was
face.
like more like
Right.
being in a simulator.
Yeah.
And obviously with the headphones that sit on top, you felt like it was really immersive.
So the headphones are built into the headset?
No, so
No,
it was
it's
aftermarket,
headset.
just like
okay.
Yeah.
Just on top.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to compare them because
I don't think it is.
you
Screen quality? Have
Go.
you
I mean,
taken-
it's hard to compare, I guess, what you're doing inside. But I think as separate products, they're chalk and cheese. Like
Yeah.
And PlayStation VR is much, much, much better.
And you would really expect that from a consumer version versus a development.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
So why do you think it was so much better?
I like everything we just discussed.
Yeah.
Like it felt much nicer to wear. I felt like I was more immersed in what I was doing rather than being like, oh, I'm inside the Oculus, which is how I always feel when I'm inside the Oculus.
Right.
So, yeah, it just felt more like I could put this on and wear this and play games in my living room as a thing.
I felt like it gave more peripheral, like, I guess, fake vision. Like when I wear the Oculus, I feel like there's a border. And I'm watching,
and you
like,
go
a screen.
like this? Yeah.
Like this felt like the lenses went to like the side of my eyes and like I couldn't not see what I was like.
I did something.
in the
What was
software.
this game called? Was it called Valkyrie? Something like that?
so.
And I did something that I've like never done in the Oculus before, where I was so immersed in what I was doing that I did like a barrel roll, like a backwards barrel roll in my little spaceship, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm dizzy!" Like this is like I forgot I was inside a thing, and that never happens in the Oculus.
I've had that a few times with the Oculus. It's pretty rare, but I have had that. It really does depend, unless you've used the similar software in both. It'd be hard to really.
That's true.
That's what I think. So it's hard to compare because it is based a lot around how good that software is and how good the game was. So like the game that we played, you were like a space fighter. And you were in a cockpit of your spaceship, and you could like look around, like see out the back windows, and like kind of chase like fighters by looking down. And you actually targeted with your sight. Yeah. So it was quite interesting. But yeah, I felt like when I turned, I felt like the floor was going to move. Like I should have been in a simulator. So
because they've got a few decent space simulators in the Rift compatible at the moment as well.
And Star Citizen Rift?
Yeah. So there's that one. So Star Citizen, I think, is the big one. It's meant to feel amazing, especially with the hands-on throttle and steering controller. So there are those experiences out there. Like my biggest question is just like screen quality. Obviously, with the DK2, it's got going a bit more technical now. It's got the pentile sort of pixels instead of rows and columns of pixels. It's kind of diagonal rows of pixels. Versus whatever is in the PlayStation VR. What's the resolution like in the PlayStation VR? Was it more noticeable compared to the DK2? Did it look clearer?
It didn't to me.
It didn't look clearer?
It didn't to me, but then you said that it looked great to you. So I was wondering if maybe it was a setting that was slightly off for me, and the fact that I always feel a little bit weird in them because I can't wear my glasses, and that always is a little bit strange for me when I'm playing in a VR headset in general. I don't think I'm the best judge of that.
Yeah, like when I have the Rift on, I notice those pixels and they bother me. As soon as I put on the PlayStation VR, it was so immersive that I don't think I didn't even bother to look.
Think about it.
So it probably was a bit of a higher resolution. Because I think the screen in the DK2 is a 1080p screen. Right. So I don't know if they've gone a bit higher res in the PlayStation.
It didn't look perfect. Like it was a game obviously that was like, if it was graphics on the screen, it looked like kind of a late PS2 era kind of PS3 era game.
And the thing I think I mentioned this as well when we were filming for the bomb defusal stuff is that you need to have 75 frames a second for it to be fully immersive. PC, obviously, the bigger, gruntier your PC is, the easier it's going to be to hit those kind of frames per second. But when you've got a PS4, it's very locked down in its hardware that you're either going to need to have incredibly optimized software or be pushing far less polygons and lower res textures.
I think they've gone that way. Like the frame rate was excellent.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Like I didn't see like any lag from looking around and I was swinging my head around and that sort of stuff.
I think it's suffering from the perfect demo. And I think with a lot of games you still see lock at 60 or even lower on consoles these days. And I don't know if that's going to shift. But you're right. I think that'll be a sort of make or break thing. And that demo may have been quite.
By all means, though, if you're running it at 75 frames per second and it's got decent gameplay and you feel part of it, you will not care that the graphics are not as high quality.
And that's how I felt playing it. Right, I didn't care that it looked the way it did because it was so immersive. Yeah, you
can't compare it to playing on a PS2 or PS3 because it's a completely different type of way to play something. Yeah,
and if they could get that to like full 4K resolution with unbelievable frame rate, like that's when people stop living in the real world because it would just be crazy. Like I felt like I was there in that spaceship. Yeah, and if that was like if there was like a 4K TV screen, like you wouldn't be able to tell if you're in the Matrix or not.
Have you read Ready Player One?
Yes.
I keep telling you need to read Ready Player One, right? Because it's just that story. Like we're just not going to hang out here anymore.
But, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'd like to get you guys in front of some different DK2 stuff because I think there is a lot of awesome immersive stuff out there that you haven't checked out. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but anyway, the experience was awesome. It was great.
I really liked it. Also, it was definitely running on a PS4, right?
Yes, definitely. There was a PS4 on top.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm like, if it wasn't, they were definitely trying to make it look like it was.
Yeah.
Which we know.
Which you wouldn't put past them though.
Nah.
Definitely.
Do we have a release date for the PlayStation VR?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I know Oculus is set for Q1 next year.
Yeah.
Similar timing, do you think?
I think it'll be similar timing.
Yeah.
Looked pretty ready.
Did it have positional tracking?
Yes.
It did?
Yeah.
Does it use the PlayStation camera?
It does, and it's got 6 lights around it. So that's
cool.
So the lights that they've built, and the lights they actually built into the PlayStation 4 controller is for VR. They didn't tell anyone at the time. Everyone was like, "Why does this light bar exist?" Yeah. And like they were like, "That's for VR." Like they
right. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
good forward
thinking.
thinking.
They're going to make separate controller things like.
I think you'll be able to use your PlayStation 4 controller like a Move controller.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
because I think that'll be the one big sell that Oculus has over quite a lot of the other VR platforms is that they know, and they've done a lot of experimentation, not just with VR, but with what can partner with VR in terms of
they've done a
little
lot.
mini controller that goes
the Oculus Touch is going to be huge when that comes out, which is the controller that they're going to be selling maybe 6 months after the launch of the Oculus Rift.
Well, whoever announces pod racing,
Oh, it'll be EA.
Well, there'll be some new Star Wars game anyway to tie in with the new movie.
The whole time we were playing this Valkyrie game, I was like, if this was an X-wing, I would be visiting. I would be loving this.
Disney pod races though. Disney Lego pod races.
Oh, that sounds mint. You plot the pod race, all these Lego pieces just skipping around.
It's interesting. It just, I don't know, it doesn't have
That's it. You heard that here first. Lego pod racing for VR.
Predictions 2016.
That would be cool.
So what was the highlight of Armageddon, I guess, for you guys?
Probably that.
Yeah.
For me. And also, I really enjoyed the Twitch panel.
Thank
Twitch
you.
panel was really cool.
Yeah,
hearing about like what they'd done. Yeah, so Aspect Gaming put on a panel with some of New Zealand's greatest streamers, and they kind of talked about like their experience in growing their community and like how they started and what they do now that a couple of them were paid partners and that sort of thing, and it was really interesting.
They're amazing people. Yeah, I didn't actually get to walk around the show floor. All I did was meet with all these people and then run all the APOG things. So I thought I might, instead of doing anything that I did at Armageddon, didn't do anything. I thought I might do Armageddon shout-outs and just shout out to the people I met. I met Fallout Shelter's Tanya, I think it is, and she was great.
Who?
Fallout Shelter.
Tanya from Fallout. Fallout.
I
can't remember. It's not Fallout Shelter. No. That was Beck.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. I met the community person. Fallout Temple.
Oh,
there we go.
I've been playing. I've got back into Fallout Shelter. Don't hurt me.
Fallout Temple.
Yeah. So I met the Fallout Temple person, and she was really awesome.
I didn't know she was a she. I thought Fallout Temple was a he.
Yeah, and I met her partner as as well.
Joys of the internet.
Yes. Met up with some people from NVIDIA as well, so shout out to NVIDIA.
Okay.
They had a great dinner actually as well. Pre-Armageddon, they had a big dinner at Snapdragon on the Viaduct with a whole bunch of gamers, which looked amazing. And then a big thanks to all the Twitch panelists. Again, we had Cynics, we had 2AM, we had Easy TV, and we had Laurie Pops as well.
Very
So
cool.
Great streamers, very well connected streamers as well. They're doing a lot to connect people in Twitch in New Zealand.
Yeah,
So
I like that. I like how they all kind of follow each other and they built
Yeah.
this little Twitch community of supporting each other.
Yeah.
And they're all doing really big things now, so that's cool.
It's awesome.
Indeed.
Interesting stats that came through about Twitch. Like, there's only like 250 channels or something get over so many.
Over 1,000 concurrent viewers. Or
Yeah,
something?
wow.
yeah. So it's a much smaller ecosystem than it seems like, and there's like millions, 2 million people streaming with like 0 to 1 viewers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is
It's like
crazy.
a big
So if
disparity.
you want to start streaming, you get 10
don't.
get 10 of your mates. 10. This is the key takeaway I took from the Twitch panel. Get 10 of your mates to watch you every night, and you'll build a community around that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you got 10 people watching you,
You're so
you're
far on that list.
in the 90% of the top channels. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, eh?
That is crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, that was cool. I really liked it.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I liked it.
Wow.
Wow.
That kind of blows me away, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might be like 50 would have been, instead of 0 and 1 being like the primary, 2 million, did you say?
Yeah, I think it was millions.
It was millions, it was lots.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Yeah. That's really strange.
Yeah, when you look at the list, it's actually quite a lot of them, and then it's like 10 people who have about 20 viewers, and then the rest are nothing.
Wow.
Good old Twitch browsing.
I'm not sure what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they're having fun doing it.
Yeah,
sure. Obviously, they're having a great time.
They're going to go back and watch themselves later.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Let's go.
Is that all we're going to say about Armageddon?
Yeah, from my perspective, yeah.
What would you year or nah it?
Yeah. Big year. Big
It was
year.
great. Yeah, it's so much fun. I bought a little Pancham toy. I should have brought him.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Yeah. How does it compare to the Wellington one?
It's like a different. It's
massively better.
The Wellington what?
The Wellington Circle?
Yeah.
The Wellington Circle?
That's not even, that's actually not even.
It's not even the same thing.
The Wellington shopping get together.
Right, yeah, because that's why I've never bothered with the Auckland Armageddon, because I've only seen the Wellington one.
Right.
And when you just go in and you buy some stuff and you leave, and that's Wellington Armageddon for you.
Auckland's more of an experience. Well, the other ones are more of like, let's just walk around, see what's there, and just...
I mean, the Wellington, like, if you're a cosplayer, you're part of that community, the Wellington one's good just to get together with your mates and just cosplay.
Sure.
If you want to go, there's no reason to go there for gaming unless Theo's throwing a League of Legends tournament. And then you can go join that. But I find it, even the stuff to buy is not as good. Like, I bought some really good prints in Auckland. These Dragon Ball Z original prints that this guy had drawn. He signed them for me. So some really cool stuff there to buy as well.
But it's mainly just a marketplace. The Wellington one.
The Wellington one's
it's like the Wellington one's a marketplace and not a very good one, and then the Auckland one's like a marketplace and so much other stuff and way better.
All right, so next year I'll make sure I'm coming.
Do it.
Formatting as well is great because it's like hall upon hall upon hall. I think
Yeah.
there's about three main big halls, and you've got the main theatre and all these. It's just
That's great.
massive. So many people. The culture is amazing.